Okay, so last time we looked at the wrist pin triangle, but sometimes you can't free your leg. So let's just say she's inside my close guard. We've done two different setups to get into the overhook. We'll cover both of them again. So you make that cross grip, I come underneath, turn the sharp bit of my wrist upwards, pull with my knees, and as I break that grip, I physically bring Shay's right arm above my head, and then I put on the overhook. We look at two options from here. I have the cross choke or the punch choke, but a reaction Shay can do is he can bring his hand in. That kind of nullifies the whole both chokes. So now my right hand finds his wrist, my left overhooks lets go and finds my own wrist. So to get into the triangle, we were just pushing to create the space so I could physically get into the triangle trap, and then we have the triangle, which we covered last time. But sometimes from there he's really heavy with his elbow, and I can't actually get, just turn this way bro, I can't actually get my right leg free from underneath. So if that's the case, my hand that had the wrist is gonna reach through and grab the material at the back of his tricep from here. The second I do that, both feet's coming on the hip, and I walk my left foot up and control the back of his shoulder. The reason I need to do that is because the minute I sort of release my whizzer from here to grab that, I don't control his posture as much. Just posture, oh perfect, take it back a step. So once we're there, okay, and my foot comes up and I come in, then I'm going to reach through and physically make that grip. The second thing I'm thinking about is being tight with this knee. If this is quite loose and my knee's quite out, as I go to swing my leg over, he just brings his elbow back. It's all about keeping Shay's left elbow in front of my right hip. So if I put my foot on the hip and pinch, and my other foot's climbing, trying to posture from there, I can just go with it a little bit. And now in one movement, it's just now, if you notice I'm on my right hip, as I start to swing my leg over his head, I'm going flat onto my back, so I need the angle for the armbar. How am I going to do that? I start to push on his head, and now I'm turning my hip. Notice the way my right hip is in front of his elbow. Try to pull your elbow back as my leg comes over. And now from there, I'll find the wrist. I can let go of the whizzer. And again, I don't want to be getting stacked from here. Just start stacking, bro. Whoa, whoa, take a back step. So I like to flare this knee out and go right to the end of the lever and curl the heel down stack now, bro. This other one's coming over the top. Very much looks like a triangle from here. Now I just lift my hip and so on. So you're not just in this armbar position. This one's out curling down, and this one's kind of coming over a little bit. Controls his posture really well. Just do it with your back, so you can see what I'm doing with my legs. So from our position, same setup, bring it across. Start to work the cross choke. His hand comes in. Okay, so from there, I'm going to put both feet on my hips, start walking back and climb with my leg. Then my left hand comes through and finds the gi at his tricep here. Just make that initial grip. Then I'm going to push on his head. And now in one movement, it's all about keeping his elbow in front of my hip. I'm going to open my knee out so I'm at the end of the lever. And then my other foot's coming over, and now I can let go of the overhook. Try to posture from there, bro. Two hands on the wrist. I just lift my hip. We'll do the other setup, so you are there, bro. So the other setup into it. Overhook comes in, sharp bit, so I turn my wrist up, pull with my knees, and then I rotate to get outside control with my right wrist on his right wrist. And then I found that material underneath the armpit area. Pulling my knees, just arm dragging them across. I'm looking to take the back. His reaction is to drive back, and I just push that in to get a bend in his leg. This reverse Kimura grip setup. So left hand comes in, grab my own wrist, and I keep pushing that way as if I'm trying to put a Kimura on him. And now from there, I have the whizzer. Starting to work that cross choke again. His hand comes across. Immediately, I open my guard and put 2 feet in his hips. His left elbow is now trapped, and I'm pinching with my knees. going to start before you let go of the whizzer. Posture, bro. So I'm going to curl my foot into the back of his shoulder, and then my hand lets go and finds the gi at the back of his left tricep. Now I have a free hand, I can push on his head, leg comes over, and now I can find the wrist. But before I go double wrist up, I'm fluttering that knee out, curling my heel down, and this one's coming over. Try the posture, bro. Just get one more angle on that. So, from our position, sharp bit of the wrist up, break the grip, wrist to the outside, grab that material under the armpit, pull him across. His reactions to pull back, I push that through. Notice the bend in his arm. So now from there, my arm comes underneath and I just push it through as if I'm putting a come here on him. And then that hand comes through and I have the whizzer. We're looking for our two chokes. His hand comes through. That is the response we're dealing with. Notice the way his elbow's here. I want to keep that in my hip. Just by uncrossing my guard and putting 2 feet on his hips and pinching. Try to get your elbow back. But now you need to control his posture before you let go of this whizzer. So my left foot comes over and just chops down. Posture now. And now my free hand, hard to see it in there, it's just going to reach through and physically grab the material here. Still pinching because I want to keep his elbow in front of my hip. Now I have a free hand, I just push in his head. Once that leg comes over, I'll snag it with my right hand. I don't let go of the tricep yet until I come to the end of the lever. So push down, flare your knee out. Other foot comes over, so your legs are like in a triangle position. Now I let go. 2 hands on the wrist. Try to posture, bro. I just engage my hips. So that is the wrist pin armbar from close guard.